Am I the a-hole for telling my husband he overreacted over a piece of cake? Hi. So my husband, male 32, and I, female 24, are expecting our first baby together. I'm 7 months in. My in-laws are lovely people. My mother-in-law had some not so major fight with her husband and has been staying with us for a few days. Her birthday was yesterday, and because of her emotional and mental state, my husband decided to throw her a surprise party and invite his siblings. He got everything ready, and I was home alone when the cake arrived from the bakery. To give info, the cake was big and had my mother-in-law's favorite flavor, strawberry. I asked my husband for some snack I was craving really badly, but he didn't get them. To be honest, I got a bit tempted whenever I looked at the cake and decided to cut a small piece of it. I didn't think it was a big deal till my husband saw it and flipped out, asking why I ruined the cake and cut a piece of it. I said I was sorry, but was craving something sweet. He said that was supposed to be his mother's birthday cake, and I embarrassed him by taking a piece of it instead of waiting till the party in just few hours. I said he should have been the one to handle it if he didn't think I was up to the task, but he went off saying he couldn't believe how childish I was with zero impulse control to be blaming him instead of checking myself and not be unsupportive. This made me upset because there were a ton of other stuff he asked me to do and I did it. He kept arguing, saying I just caused him the piece of cake and utter embarrassment when his mom sees that I ate from her cake. I looked at him and told him he overreacted over a piece of cake and asked if a piece of cake was more important than his son, and that I was sure his mom will understand that I took my piece of cake in advance because I really couldn't help myself, but he said this wasn't about me. And I have to just admit I messed up and ruined his work and then went upstairs. I refused to come off the room to celebrate after he told me to stay there, and I explained to his mom what happened, and she didn't say anything, though I noticed she was bothered. He keeps telling me to apologize, otherwise he won't speak to me nor acknowledge my presence in the house.
She didn't get the snack she wanted, so she punished her husband by helping herself to the cake, and then tried the "wah, I'm a pregnant lady, you should pity me" crap, which he wasn't putting up with. I hope he sends her off to live with her own family until she finally realizes she fucked up. If you're going to act like a baby, you can go back to your parents so they can finish raising you. I don't care if all OP did was take an almost unnoticeable scoop of frosting, you just don't touch someone else's birthday cake. I don't doubt her tiny piece wasn't tiny at all, and she might have even smooshed part of the cake. Except of course she could help herself, she has the power to exercise self-control, she just didn't want to bother. If someone told her that taking a piece of cake early would make her shit herself for 10 hours straight, I guarantee she could and would have waited. Not able to help yourself means, I had a seizure and crashed through the table, and cracked my head, I couldn't help myself. Not, I'm a selfish and decided to eat cake, because I'm a greedy, entitled glutton, and I've already justified it in my head to myself because pregnant. YTA. You couldn't have found anything else to eat. Of course he didn't want to bring out a cake for his mom that has a piece cut out of it that looks really tacky. You seem like one of those people that thinks you can use the pregnancy card to get away with crap that would never be acceptable otherwise. So annoying. Edit, just realized I didn't finish reading. It got so much worse. So then you belittled his feelings by telling him he overreacted. And then you manipulated him by saying, is a piece of cake more important than your son? Like WTF. You could have found something else to eat. Neither you nor your unborn child would have died without that piece of cake, and now he has to carry out a cake with a piece cut out of it, which is embarrassing, when he was trying to do a nice thing for his mom. I really couldn't help myself. Yes, you could. And you say his mom, the person who this is about, and whose birthday it is, seemed bothered, and it still hasn't occurred to you that you're wrong. You are manipulative, selfish, insensitive, and childish, and if your husband were writing this, I'd tell him that he's married to one hell of a red flag. YTA, everyone knows you don't cut someone else's birthday cake ahead of time. That's so selfish and shows how little self-control you have and how little you respect your mil and or husband. It also likes you did this vindictively to get back at your husband for not getting your snack. A craving is just that, a craving. Not a necessity. It is not a valid excuse like you seem to think it is. You're an adult, practice a little self-control. You couldn't help it is such a bullshit cop-out. You chose not to help it. And I'm assuming you're an adult. You need to grow up. Shame on you for attempting to use your pregnancy as an excuse. Your husband is 100% correct in everything he said. You owe him and your mill an apology. And don't use any bullshit excuses about how you were craving something sweet or you were mad he didn't pick up your snack. You were 100% in the wrong, accept full responsibility and sincerely apologize and ask what can you do to make this up to them. YTA, YTA, YTA. YTA, a massive one. You need psychological help urgently. You used your pregnancy to be entitled to a piece of cake from a cake that wasn't for you, but was for someone else in the occasion of their birthday which you've ruined. Congratulations, you made it about yourself. Also, what takes the cake, no pun intended because you did take the cake tbh, is the fact that you were manipulative enough to make it about your son in gestation. Apologize to your mother-in-law and husband expeditiously. You have no excuse at this point. The fact that your MIL was silent but disturbed about it reveals that you have been an asshole to her in many other situations, and she has class to not say shit to you in order to avoid drama. I'm sure that if she was anyone else, she would go off on your ass, and you wouldn't be compelled to post here, because she would, and others would, I'm sure, have made it very obvious that you were and are in fact the asshole. I am actually super surprised that your hubs and your MIL showed restraint. You also seem to be super dismissive of your mother-in-law's emotional state situation. I mean, she had an argument with her own husband and went to live with you guys for a change in scenery. You're a narcissist. You could have and should have controlled yourself. I am also 7 months pregnant, and I think you acted like an entitled woman who ignores all logic and reason on the regular. This behavior rarely comes out of nowhere, pregnancy is just an excuse you thought would work. I don't think that being pregnant has anything to do with you stealing someone else's birthday cake because of everyone I know who has been pregnant, none have ever stolen stuff. If you disagree you may need a psych consult because your behavior is highly concerning. Saying that, I think that you just wanted to pull this power move on his mother. How embarrassing for your husband to have to deal with this. I have every sympathy for him and for the woman who didn't get to cut her own cake.